Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We got it.
Good morning. How are you?
Got your pickup choir whipped into shape there?
Yeah, my pickup choir.
is actually, it's the actual time. See, I think I turned this off.
So think about which part you want to see for the hours. 10:59. 10:59 has a part.
And let those 4 people come in. And then there'll be 4 more. Hello, Jane. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces, and very happy Father's Day. There will be more on that later, I guarantee it. First, the announcements. First, there will be a celebration of life service for Marion Ash. The date on this is Saturday, June 29th at 2 p.m., and it'll be right here in the UUCLC sanctuary. Marion passed away on May 26th while at home in hospice, so it's very fitting and appropriate that we honor and honor his life. There will be a reception following in the Ari Great Room. Next up, the Death Cafe meeting. They do this just once a month, and the next one is on June 20th. And this will be in the UUCLC lobby. The lobby area is out there. And the time is 6:30 in the evening until 8 o'clock. Okay, if you need any more information, please talk to Brooks Lewis. Is Brooks in the room? No, okay. In the Tomba Gallery, we have the exhibit called Fire and Fiber, and this exhibit will run through June 30th. It's presented by the Potters Guild of Las Cruces, and all of the work is for sale. The Tomba Gallery is open Fridays, Saturdays from 10 to 2, and Sundays, from 11:30 until 2. So immediately after the service today, you can go check out the artwork. We have a sound meditation group that's meeting in the sanctuary, and they're meeting the second Tuesday of each month, and that's already passed for June, so the next one is July 9th. And the leader is John Grunberg, uses crystals and brass bowls and a variety of other instruments to create a gentle, soothing waves of sound. This actually sounds really cool. I think this would be a really neat thing to sit in on, so I think I may have to check this out. It's a unique approach to mindfulness. Actually, I'm really hoping it's a unique approach to mind emptiness because our minds are too full as it is. If you have any other information that you want, talk to Lynn Pearson about this one. Women's Spirit registration is here, and the Women's Spirit this year will be from September 13th through the 15th. It's always up in the Sacramento Mountains. And this year, the theme is Circle of Women, Together We Grow. They have a whole bunch of workshops, including yoga, paper stars, line dancing, kumahino? Okay, paper weaving. Singing meditation, circle of women writers, and of course they're going to go hiking. There's always 1 or 2 hiking trips. The registration forms are on the UUCLC website under the Members tab, and there are paper copies in what we now refer to as the UUCLC sauna, which is also known as the library. It's open to anyone over the age of 18 who identifies as a woman. And if you have any questions, see Sarah Thomas. Sarah here? Yeah, Sarah's right here. Okay, a little bit about the round table. We've had a round table at this church for many years. It began a long, long time ago. Some people credit King Arthur, in fact, with the idea. But my daughter actually told me, she really did tell me, it was indeed inspired by circumference. I told you there were going to be more of these today. Anyway, it's currently managed by Janet Martinique, Jan Thompson, Eliza Sanchez, and Steve Hitchka. They meet on Sundays following service, so give them about a half hour, and it's 11:30 to 12:30. Normally they're in the library, again, the sauna, but today we're going to meet here in the sanctuary because it's just really, really warm over there. Okay, the goal is to learn more about all sides of issues, to learn more about each other. And today's session are proposed changes to Article 2 of the UUA bylaws. I'm not going to read all that to you. That will happen at 11:30, okay? Okay, and then finally, one additional announcement's not going to be on the screen. On July 21st, the service will be a hymn sing. And the music people, Catherine and the music people, would dearly love your input on the hymns, the songs that you would like sung during the hymn sing. It's going to be like a whole service on singing songs, and probably from different cultures and different time periods and different hymn books and all sorts of fun things. So there's...
Depends on what they ask.
Yes, it depends what you ask for. Catherine has a clipboard with a list, and if you'd like to express your opinion about what we ought to sing, she would love to have you put something down there. Finally, put your cell phones in worship mode. And we will move on to the opening hymn. See, I wrote it down this time.
Good morning. So good to be with you this morning. I'm Catherine Massey, Director of Music. And that infamous clipboard, there are actually two of them. Just ask a choir member or come up to the piano at the end of the service, and I'll be happy to have you just write a request. We learn a lot by what people love to sing. And I actually, almost every person here who I know, I probably know what your favorite hymn is. But if I don't, please get it on this list. So our gathering song is May Your Life Be As a Song. It's in the teal hymnal, if you have it, number 1059. And we're going to sing it as a round. So let's just seated, let's sing it through once. And then we'll rise in body or spirit and make it a round. It's really beautiful. Jim Scott wrote the words. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing with the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Please rise in body or spirit. You can see there's a 1, 2, 3, or 4 if you have the music, but also my fingers will go up. And if you decide to make it around and be one of those parts, then just come in when I put that finger up. Let's sing it all together again, and then we'll sing 4 parts. Maybe, we'll see. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing with the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Part 1. May your life be as a song. May your life be as a stars ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. Thank you.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. And again, happy Father's Day. My name is Richins and I am today's service associate. I'm also a proud father who understands the DNA of the holiday. Dad jokes. So, you know, classics. This one's from Divinity School. Why did the minister take a ladder to church? He wanted to take his preaching to a higher level. All right. I'm sorry, but that's the way I roll. Okay. The Reverend Rod Thompson is in the pulpit, not on a ladder. You know, they have ladders in some churches. I just wonder if they, oh, never mind. Catherine Massey is our notorious music director. Kelly Ingram's our director of religious education. On the tech side, we have Elwin Nunn back there on the camera. Claire Wallace is on the soundboard, and Mike is managing our YouTube interface. Thanks for doing that. Chalice table has been lovingly prepared by Diane Lee and Jillian Lang. You know, I have to tell you that not every candle is cut out to be, is fit for being on our chalice table. And you know why? Some candles are too wicked. Uh-oh. All right. Mark and Julie Woody and Carol are today's greeters in the back. Again, thank you for doing that job. Hospitality is offered by MAG, and each of us is delighted to be with you here today. If you are a visitor today, and you're willing to have me come up to you, I won't make any jokes about you, I promise. And anyway, if you're here today as a visitor and you're willing to stand up and identify and tell us who you are and where you're from, we would love to meet you. Do we have any visitors in the sanctuary today?
At least one.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Catherine. I'm visiting from the suburbs of Chicago. I'm taking some coursework at NMSU, and I'm here for the week. So thank you very much for welcoming me.
Anybody else? And feel so inspired, there are usually cards in the back of the chair, and if you put your name on there and drop it into the offertory basket, somebody will get in touch with you. Okay. Unitarian Universalist has no creed, so you'll find no dogma or catechism here, although service animals are welcome. Okay, we're a covenant-based church, meaning we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the 8 Unitarian Universalist principles and our congregation's covenant of right relations. We embrace inherent worth, dignity, and diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome, and you can learn more about our church at our website, which is UUCLC.org. And finally, following today's service, there will be an opportunity for coffee and conversation. We go down the breezeway here to the RE Great Room. I do want to caution you to please be on your guard. There was a report of a disturbance last week. According to a witness, some coffee got mugged. I think I should sit down. I think we got to do a challenge lighting, okay. Okay. The words for the chalice lighting are actually serious. These are, the words come from Jessica Starr Rockers, and she writes, "Every Sunday morning growing up, my father would take us to Mass at St. Peter's Catholic Church. I loved the hymns and the smells and the bells, as they say, but the sermons were kind of a bore. So I would occupy myself by counting the cuts and scrapes and bruises on my father's hands. My father was an electrician and a farmer, working with his hands from before the sun came up until long after it went down. So every week I would take his large hands in my little ones, turning them over, examining, discovering new bruises, keeping track of the healing of the old ones. I would count the wounds and whisper the tally in his ear. I loved that he would let me hold and investigate his hands that way, snuggled up next to him in the pew, in the quiet of the church, and just the priest's voice in the background. Having two jobs that demanded his attention, my dad didn't always have much time for such intimacies, except on Sunday mornings. And I took pride in those wounds. It was evidence of how hard my dad worked to take care of his family. He was a man who was often uncomfortable with expressing affection, but I could see in those hands how much he loved me. Was my dad a good dad? Was he there for me when I needed him? Did he protect me and provide for me? Did he care about me? When I ask myself these questions, I think of his hands. So we dedicate the lighting of our chalice today in honor of the hands of our fathers, for all the ways and for all the hard work that they do to show us that we are loved.
Happy Father's Day. I am going to be talking about my father a bit, thus the suit and tie, because my father never went to church without having a suit and tie on Sunday mornings. However, okay. We took care of that. All right. We arrive as individuals, as couples, as families, as neighbors, as friends. We got here by walking, by biking, by riding, by driving, by connecting. We bring with us our joys and sorrows, our laughter and our tears, our worries and our fears, our questions and our beliefs, our ethics and our values. Some of us arrived early this morning or joined us 5 minutes ago or encountered obstacles on their way, or will arrive just in time for all ages, or will sign on later this week, or maybe next month. We are sitting in chairs, leaning on walkers or canes, stretching in the aisles, sitting in wheelchairs, or relaxing at home in recliners. We members, friends, and visitors alike come from many paths to join together as one congregation to lift up our highest ideals. We have gathered. Now, welcome to this celebration of life. I invite you now to stand as you're willing and able and join in the saying together of the covenant, and then by singing the doxologies in English and in Spanish. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow No, I'm not going to say it. But I did ask Kelly to give me some suggestions of some poetry that I might share on this Grandfather's Day. And this one comes from Alan Balter, Great Grandpa. Great Grandpa is a wise old man who says he's 94. He tells me that he lost his leg fighting in some war. When I was just a little tot, with eyes and nose still runny, he swears that he forgot my name, so now he calls me Sonny. Great Grandpa is a carpenter. He makes things out of wood, chairs and stairs and pegs and legs. Gee, I wish I could. He has saws and tools and tapes and rules in the shed where he does work. Most times he's out there late at night with his dear old helper, Turk. Together they talk of good old days, about things they used to do, and sometimes they just kick around what are lies and what is true. Once at breakfast, I asked my Gramps when he learned his trade. He said, "Sonny, I'm very proud to say it was down in second grade." "Gramps," I say, "now that's a fib. You weren't but 7 or 8. A boy can't be a carpenter at such an early date." Grandpa winked and took a swig of his cider for his thirst. "Why, sure you can. It's easy, Sonny, after 9 straight years in first." Anyway, we laughed, and then he took a nap. His skin grew pale and lighter. I loved his wrinkled face and brow, this great old freedom fighter. He had a restful sleep, a while snoring soft and steady. I wonder if Great Grandpa knows I'm missing him already. I think we're going to sing again.
Our opening hymn is Bright Morning Stars. If you are singing from the gray hymnal, it's number 357, I think. But we're singing the first 3 verses and then the first verse again. And we're replacing mothers with fathers. So I invite you to rise, embody your spirit as we sing together. Morning stars are rising, bright morning stars are rising, bright morning stars are rising.
One of the ways we support one another in our community is through the sharing of joys, sorrows, and milestones. If you have a joy, sorrow, or a milestone you'd like to share with the congregation this morning, please raise your hand and I will bring the microphone to you. Tell us your name and what's in your heart. So are there any joys, sorrows, or milestones this morning?
Already seen 2 hands.
Yep.
Both a joy and a sorrow. Today I'm honoring Father's Day to my husband who passed away 2 years ago. He was a wonderful father, and he's greatly missed.
Thank you. Hi. I'm Jody Natchison. I have a joy and a sorrow. My joy is that about 2 weeks ago, my son and his son, Arthur, came from Brooklyn and visited with us for a while. And it was the first time that Arthur, who was 7, it's the first time that I ever got to know him, because when his mother's there, she's so protective, I can barely talk to him. And she wasn't there. And then my sorrow. Jerry's not with me today. About 2 months ago, he's showing the symptoms, and his doctor said he has dementia and early Alzheimer's. He's going to get a formal evaluation tomorrow from Dr. Noah Kaufman, who knows what he's doing. But he's not the same person. He can have the most coherent conversation, but he can't remember what he's doing. And he's very dizzy, which is mainly the reason why he's not here today. So I share that with you.
Thank you. Oh, that one I didn't see, sorry.
Hi, my name is Claire. Well, we didn't have Joys and Sorrows last week, or I would have shared, but in the primary election, as many of you know, I was working with Dr. John Hill, and we were able to win 58% to 42%. So, very good result. And I have also, today will be the last day of my first week on the Vasquez campaign, working with the Gabe Vasquez field team. A lot of great people, and I've been having a lot of fun with it already. And yeah, so joy/milestone. So.
Hello, I'm Pamela Daves, and today our 4th great-grandson was born. His name is Edvin.
Congratulations, excellent, excellent. Okay.
I really don't like getting text messages early in the morning. I really don't like them. But I got one this morning from my daughter wishing me a happy Father's Day, so that was okay.
Hi, I'm Lena, and Friday we had to go to a funeral, and I was so sad because the baby was 7 months old. 7 months old, and I had never been to a funeral like that before, where a baby, I kept looking at the casket, and it was so tiny, and you could feel the mother's pain. So that's my sorrow.
I have a concern about Casa de Peregrinos. I've been with them since 2002. Lately, we've been having a problem getting enough volunteers to fill the carts. Years ago, we used to have at least a dozen people from this church that would work on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or sometimes all 3. But I would like to recruit as many members from this church to come down and help us fill the carts, because if we can't fill them we can't distribute them, and the need is rising. We're now seeing 150 people in a morning. Used to be half that, but anyway, talk to me if you're interested.
Thanks, Tom.
Buenos días. My name is Elisa, and my joy is my father, Jose Sanchez. He and my mom were divorced, and my dad moved to Los Angeles. And every summer, he would send 3 tickets either for a bus or a train trip for my sister, myself, and my grandma. And we would go spend the whole summer with him. And he lived in a boarding house, but when summer came, he would move into an apartment or a casita, and he had everything that was needed to be comfortable. So when we got there, it was like moving into a house, like our own home. And he just took us to museums and concerts and out to eat. And he was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful father. And I just miss him to this day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name's Angela Keedy, and I just wanted to share 2 wonderful events in our family. My 12-year-old niece received a kidney about 3 months ago, and my brother received a lung about 2 months ago. And they're both doing really well, and I want to encourage everybody, if you haven't already thought about it, to consider organ donation. Thank you.
I have a joy. Last night I was able to attend the Juneteenth banquet at the Las Cruces Convention Center, and we had 2 tables of UUs there. It was wonderful. I'm also missing my dad today. He was an immigrant farm worker from Mexico, raised a family of 10, and I was able to be with him as a caregiver from his age 93 to over 100. And yeah, I always say it's the hardest job I ever loved. Jesus Silva.
I'm Charlie Scholes. I have 2 sons, one of whom I've been estranged from for a while. And the other day he sent me an email and said that he was going to get married and he would like Nancy and I to come to the wedding. And he let it off by saying, "We haven't talked for a while." So I'm feeling very good as a dad today.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your joys and sorrows. I'm going to light 1 candle just in case there are any joys or sorrows that remain in our hearts that didn't get shared today.
For Fathers and for Fatherhood by Reverend Peter Fredericks, slightly adapted by me. For sleepless nights awaiting the curfew breakers, for anxious hours as a driving instructor, for hours spent on the sidelines cheering and watching school plays, sometimes resting our eyes. For pressures of breadwinning, for wait until father gets home. For teaching moments and mentoring moments. For making up answers when you just don't know, but are expected to know because you know everything. For scrapes and boo-boo kisses and Band-Aids, for hugs and kisses and silliness and play, for bedtime stories and early morning pool time, for all the aftershave and ties received as gifts, for handing over car keys and waves goodbye, for father-daughter wedding dances, for cradling grandchildren for the first time, for all the moments and all the meaning of the role of a lifetime, we celebrate fathers and fatherhood.
Our pickup choir can't fit on one row.
They walk out as soon as I step up here. I don't know. Actually, they got to get back there so they can collect the collection. Anyway. Today is Father's Day. I'm sure you figured that out already. A disclaimer. I've never done a Father's Day service before. It almost always happens during General Assembly, which I get paid to go to sometimes. So I'm going to broaden this discussion of Father's Day to include fathers and mothers, parents, grandparents. Most of us are or have been pretty good as parents, but not all of us. I think birth order plays a part in parenting. the firstborn child is the experimental model for the parents. I am a firstborn, the oldest. How many of you are firstborn? I used to, whenever I'd gather a group together, ask that question, and it's amazing how many of us are firstborn, much larger than what the average expectation would be. Yeah, right? Uh-oh, they're already talking back here. I don't know. When I was born, they took thousands of pictures of me, hundreds of my brother, dozens of my sister. The oldest can't do anything and get away with anything. My brother was a lot more adventurous than me and was allowed to be. My sister could do no wrong. Of course, she's the one who took care of my mother for the last many years of her life. Thank goodness. We've nominated her for sainthood several times. I think having good parents should have made me a better parent if I'd paid attention. I could have had some good role models. I would start with my dad as a role model. I describe him as hardworking. He worked as a postal clerk for 35 years in a job he didn't always like. But he did it because it was secure for his family. Mostly when I think of my father, it is how he modeled the Boy Scout law. The Boy Scouts in the room will remember trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. You didn't think I'd remember, did you? Of course, it's written down, so it helps. He was trustworthy. If he said he was going to do something, he did it. Always. He was loyal to his family, to his church, to our high school. He was helpful to anyone who needed help, family, friends, strangers. Friendly, he was the Sunday morning greeter at the Crystal Park Methodist Church for as long as I could remember. Of course, in his suit and tie. He was courteous. He treated everyone with respect, kind. He believed if you were not kind, you were the wrong kind. He was obedient. He was a rule follower at work and at home. Cheerful most of the time. Thrifty, he put 3 kids through college on a post office salary. Brave, he'd stand up to anybody who challenged his family. Clean, he was a staunch Methodist who didn't smoke and didn't drink alcohol. And reverent. For as long as I can remember, he was the teacher of his adult Sunday school class for years. I believe he would have loved to be a minister. So he was proud of me when I was ordained. Not so much when I told him I was a Unitarian Universalist. I need to mention another male role model, my Uncle Don. He was kind of a second father figure for me, and I credit him for my love of trains. He worked for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Since I am a grandpa, I should mention my grandpas. Grandpa Thompson worked at the Sanitary Milk Company of Canton, Ohio. So we always had lots of ice cream. He was quiet at family gatherings, but smiled a lot. They owned a double house. They lived on one side, and for the first 5 years of my life, we lived on the other side. Grandpa Miller was a handyman. He built his own house and the church's parsonage. Of course, the same plan was for both, but he taught me how to use tools, make things. He devised a system for collecting the soft rainwater, not just in barrels, but in the basement, so Grandma could use them in doing her laundry, which was much better than the hard Canton water for laundry. My saddest memory of Grandpa Miller was seeing him cry when he couldn't go back home from the nursing home. That memory helped me understand Mary's constant wish to go home from the memory care unit. Both grandfathers doted on their grandchildren. I should have paid better attention to the fathers and grandfathers in my life because I'm not sure I was a very good parent. When my daughters were young, I was a very hands-on parent. I also did share in the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the discipline, including driving the girls to gymnastics practice an hour away. I taught them how to swim and then became their swim coach. After 13 years together, the girl's mother and I divorced amicably. Karen was 10, Lynn was 8. I missed a lot of the hard parts of their growing up, those teen years, the dating. Fritz, their stepdad, was there for that. I was mostly an absent dad after that, focusing mostly on me. A new wife and stepfamily, and yes, we did try to put all 5 of them together. We weren't quite Brady Bunch, but though we moved around a lot, we stayed within easy driving distance of the girls. Then, of course, the career change back to ministry took me a lot further away. Without much help from me, all 5 kids turned out pretty well. When I started this homily, I was thinking primarily of parents and grandparents, but I realized that we're also children of parents and grandparents. But maybe this homily was just for me. I'm sure you know by now that parenting has no instruction book. Likewise, life has no instruction book. We all have to figure it out as we go along. The same goes for getting older. Still, I guess it is my job to offer some thoughts on parenting. So I did some brainstorming and came up with some thoughts on both being a parent and being a grandparent. The first word that came into my mind was coaching. I guess I know more about coaching than I do about parenting. But maybe that example still works. A swimming coach's job is showing how and offering techniques. But there are several other roles that a coach plays, like mentoring, explaining why, not just saying how, though mentees have to be ready to listen. Coaches are teachers, teaching how to live, how to be, how to behave. As Fulgham says, don't worry that they never listen to you. Worry that they're always watching. Coaching is encouraging, saying, try again, or try another way, or you can do it, or just giving a hug may be the best encouragement. Coaching is equipping, giving tools, skills, and more. Coaching is mostly sharing. Sharing yourself, your values, your beliefs, knowing that they will have to choose their own values and beliefs. But most coaches know a coach is only as good as his swimmers. So as a parent and a grandparent, I am a work in progress. What little I've learned is that the coach has to be willing to be coached. We have to be willing to ask questions and then listen for the answers. And we have to remember whether we're building with blocks or putting together a model or coaching dating or teaching a new stroke technique or painting the bedroom, patience is required. We seldom get it right the first time, even if we read the directions. My dad used to say, when all else fails, read the directions. And remember, if at first you don't succeed, you're about average. All of us as parents and grandparents need patience. Maybe more important, we need to be patient with ourselves. Someone once said, you'll never know how good a parent you were until you watch your children as parents. There are a couple of other thoughts that I've found to be important in living in a community, and they may also be part of good parenting and grandparenting. The importance of sharing our feelings, because what we're feeling connects us in a much deeper way. The importance of sharing what excites us and why it energizes us. That helps everyone else share in the excitement and get to know us better. The importance of accepting who we really are and the other person who they really are, as children, as parents. And we must continue to share our dreams between the generations, thinking and talking about what could be. I think it's a parents' and grandparents' job to be aware of the mystery and awe, exploring the meaning of life, though it is often our kids who make us aware of wonder, just when we need it the most. And my final thought and bit of wisdom is laughing together, taking ourselves and life as lightly as possible. I don't know which is harder, being a parent, a grandparent, or being the recipient of the parenting and grandparenting. I think it needs to be a partnership. We need each other. Kelly gave me another poem. I wish I could be like this Gramps in this poem. It's an ode to the Gramps by an unknown author. He was someone's son, he was someone's father. Perhaps he was someone's brother. But he was a little bit of everything in order to be a grandfather. The grand part is appropriate considering all the love he could give, the wisdom he had gained in life had taught him how to live. His gentle warmth and kindness had earned our eternal, we'll get that word right. Let's start that again, that stanza again. His gentle warmth and kindness had earned our eternal love and respect. Though he would not ask for these things, they are exactly what he would get. And that's another thing we loved. My grandfather's selfless humility. Upon reflecting on all this, I realize he is the kind of person I wish to be. So may it always be. Blessed be, and amen. I've forgotten, do I need to say something here, or is it your turn? I'm on. Okay. I forgot about the hymn. Next.
You have to tag me.
Yeah.
The operation and outreach of our church needs your input and your contributions. And this is the perfect time to think about what you can give back. In a moment, the greeters will pass among you with the offertory baskets. Before they begin, I should remind you that we support organizations identified by our Social Justice Committee with our Change for Change program. This quarter's recipient for our Change for Change program is CASA. CASA is a court-appointed special advocate. This is a really neat program because, you know, there are a lot of kids who are living in some form of care where they depend on courts, and these advocates actually work with the kids to dig down a little bit deeper than the courts might normally dig and really help them out and get some information to the courts so they can make better decisions. So you can support these fine people by putting your change in the basket or by writing Change for Change on a note with your check. Thank you.
For closing words, I offer this wish for all the tired and overworked parents and grandparents and maybe the rest of us too. It was adapted by Meg Bowman from an Al-Anon prayer. Just for today, I will try to live through this day only. I will tackle my problems one at a time. Just for today, I will be happy, I will laugh, I will have fun. Just for today, I will pet a dog or hold a teddy bear or a kitty to feel something soft and fuzzy. I will take time to see the roses, and I will listen to my kind of music. Just for today, I will strengthen my mind. I will study and learn something useful. Just for today, I will exercise my soul in two ways. I will do someone a good turn and not get found out. And I will do something I don't want to do, but should do. Just for today, I will tell someone I love them. Just for today, I will give someone a hug. Just for today, I will have a quiet half hour all to myself. I will relax and try to get a better perspective on my life. Just for today, I will be unafraid. I will enjoy what is beautiful, and I will believe that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me. I invite you now to join in singing our closing song. It's number 298 in the hymnal. If you've got that, it'll be on the screens, of course. One of my favorites, Wake Now My Senses. If you're willing to stand and are able to do so, I invite you to do so.
Our service today has nearly concluded, and it's time to extinguish our chalice's light. So please join me in saying the words we use to extinguish the chalice flame. The words will be up on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of humanity, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.